Hey guys, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel and to another plan with me. So this is pretty much going to be like a rewind plan with me. I'm planning for the week of October 1st through the 7th and I'm using the Pastel Halloween kit from Scribble Co. I'm going to warn you guys now. I am terrible at doing voiceovers. I am not the greatest at it, so I'm sorry if there is some like mumbling or I talk too fast or I just mess up my words. I apologize in advance. So whole premise behind me kind of doing this as a voiceover is because this was one of the weeks that I just skipped. I still wanted to film it, but it was just going to take me a little bit while to film it and to plan it out, so I decided to go ahead and do it this way where I did a voiceover for you guys. There's going to be a couple other videos that are going to be similar to this one where I do a voiceover, so yeah, I'm sorry if you don't like these type of videos. These are just going to be how my plan with me's are for a little bit, and then I should get back to normal. So the first thing that I'm doing, or as always, is I white it out at the bottom, and then I put down the sorbet washi from Simply Gilded that was the collab with Scribble Co. And I love the rainbow pastelness in this kit. It's my favorite. Also, I have a dog in here, so I'm sorry if you can hear him in the background. But I love just the pastels, and they're just my favorite, especially for Halloween. Even though Halloween's supposed to be like scary and spooky, I love pastel for Halloween. So I went ahead and put down the washi and then cut the normal bottom washi from the kit. And then I went ahead and put down all of my full boxes and my glitter headers. And I did mess up the full boxes on the Tuesday and Wednesday. I do eventually fix it, so you don't need to yell at me. I am very well aware of it. But yes, so I am just going to put down all of the basic stuff. I also accidentally spilled something on this kit. So if you look at that pumpkin full box, there's something that got spilled on it. I don't know when I spilled something on it, but I looked at it and I was like, what is this stain on this full box? I was so upset. So yeah, don't mind that either. But anyway, yeah, so this is kind of my first plan with me, kind of not. I did a haunted kit from Scribble Co., but this is going to be like a rewind plan with me, obviously. But yeah, so this is my first Halloween kit technically in my planner, and I do really like how it turned out. It just took me forever, no joke, forever and a day to film this plan with me. I don't know why it took me so long, but it just did. So yeah, and I did go ahead and skip one of the full boxes and I put the Fashion Girl down. You can see her there on Friday, just because I like the Fashion Girl a little bit better. So then we moved on to my sidebar. I put the flags down at the top and then I did my sidebar. I didn't have any of the 10mm or 5mm for this washi because I don't think it exists, honestly. So I just used the normal 15mm in my sidebar, and I didn't have much to mark in my sidebar. I just had my 2 habit trackers, and then I put obviously some washi down, and then I put down the weekly tracker for my YouTube schedule. I also did a thing where I actually filled out my spread on camera, so I was a little iffy on whether I wanted to do this or not, and I decided to do it. I actually started doing it after the first day. I also went ahead and put down all of my work labels, and then I put a little Fashion Girl down at the bottom of the sidebar. So then I go into planning out Monday, and I don't fill out Monday on camera, which, well, I plan it out, but I don't fill it out. I think I said that. I don't know. But yeah, so I kind of put it down really quickly, so I'm going to walk you through it. But I did put it down really quickly. I was a little indecisive on how I wanted to film this. So the first thing I put down was a bill due. I had to pull this from my multicolor because there was not bill dues in the kit. And it was for my Scribble Co. subscription. It's not technically a bill due, but I do like to mark it anyway. Also, my camera went out of focus at this point too, so Monday's just a hot mess. We're just not gonna... Monday just didn't happen very well. I then had a dentist appointment at 11 a.m., so I used a little emoji to mark that. When I got back home, I took a nap because I just wasn't feeling all that great, and I was just kind of really tired. And like I said, I did fill it in. And to fill it in, I used a Pilot G2.38 pen. I wanted to go back to the smaller pens just to see how it would work, to see if I liked it. I then used a little Netflix binge or a Netflix munchkin from Once More with Love to mark a Netflix binge. You guys can't see it. You can kind of see it. And then I used a Fox and Cactus planner girl to plan out some spreads, and a glam planner lolly and pop when I cleaned up my desk. And then finally I used a little package icon from the kit from Fox and Cactus. So I'm sorry Monday's a little weird and it's a little fast paced. I didn't mean to do that. That's just kind of how it ended up happening. And I wasn't originally planning on filling everything out on camera, and then I was like, wait, that's really quick. So I did go ahead and fill out everything with my Pilot G2.38 pen. Okay, moving on to Tuesday. This is where I realized that I had an extra full box on Wednesday, because I was like, why do I have so much room still, but the day's already over. So first thing I had was my work label down from the kit, and then I put down a little laundry basket from Once More with Love to mark that I had to wash my costume, and this is where I start filling things out on camera. So if you guys don't like this, I'm sorry. This is just kind of the way that I've kind of figured it out, to where I kind of like it. I eventually, like, at the end of the week, I start putting one down or two down, and then I will fill it out, and then I'll continue going. I don't plan out the whole entire day, because I found that was a little weird, so I'm still kind of getting a little used to it. I then used a little pumpkin spice munchkin from Once More with Love to mark a Starbucks run. We had a meeting on this day at work, so I went ahead and used the little munchkin from the kit to mark that, and I put a quarter box down because I figured it was important enough to mark that. And then I honestly was not feeling all that great. I started feeling it during the meeting, and I was like, I don't feel good. Why? Like, that type of thing. And so I marked that with a little emoji that's kind of in bed. I wasn't in bed. I was at work, unfortunately, but I really just didn't feel good at all that day. I ended up getting, like, really bad cramps. I had a headache. I was dizzy, and it just did not end very well. I then used a little mini car icon from the kit to mark that I got gas. I do like marking when I get gas just because I do commute to work, so it's nice to see how many times I have to get gas throughout the day, or throughout, like, each week, or how often I have to get it. So I did that, and then went home, and I had a little mini pamper night, because again, I wasn't feeling that great, so I used a Fox and Cactus face mask girl to mark that. And then last but not least, I fell asleep early, so I used a Shine Sticker Studio little, like, kind of napping or sleeping girl to mark that. And that was pretty much my Tuesday. It was mainly just revolving around the fact that I really just didn't feel all that great. Moving on to Wednesday. Oh, we're still filling things out. Are we moving on to Wednesday? Maybe? Oh, we're getting there. There we go. We're moving on to Wednesday. Okay, so first thing I did was I took a little emoji to mark to plan out spreads. This was when I was trying to go back and plan out all of my spreads for all of the Harry Potter spreads, so the whole entire month of September. And this is what I mean, where I would put down a couple emojis, then fill it out, and then pick them back up, or not pick them back up. Then I would fill it out, and then I would put more down. So this, I'm just picking them up because I was making more room. But yeah, anyway, I was planning out some spreads, which were the September spreads, which you guys should have seen in my update video for all of the Harry Potter spreads. And then I wanted to deep clean my bedroom. I've been needing to do this for a really long time now. It's been a long time that I've been needing to do this. So I used another emoji from the spring cleaning sheet to mark that. I then started watching Quantico on Netflix, and the show is over, so that show's completely done and everything, but oh my god, it's a great show. I've only gotten through maybe half of the first season, and then I've kind of stopped because I started doing things and I got distracted. I have a hard time getting through shows, by the way, just so you guys are aware, if you didn't know that. But I started watching Quantico. It's a really, really good show. It's just one of those shows that you literally have to completely pay attention to, otherwise you'll just get lost and you're going to be very confused. So I started watching that, and I used another emoji to mark that. And then I wanted to organize my stickers because I had a lot of stickers just kind of thrown everywhere. I had a lot of character stickers that I had pulled out and hadn't put away, and just ones from a haul and stuff like that. So I used a Lolly and Pop from Glam Planner to mark that. I then also really needed to paint my nails on this day. I tend to paint my nails pretty frequently because they tend to chip pretty frequently because of work, so I used a little emoji to mark that as well. Just all emojis. It's just a big emoji day. And then finally, last but not least, for Wednesday, I wanted to mark that it was the first Ducks game of the season, so I used a piece of washi from the kit, and then I used a half box and a what's it called? Hockey Munchkin from Once More with Love. For those of you who do not know, I'm actually a really big hockey fan. I always have been, and I'm a big Ducks fan, the Anaheim Ducks. So I do like to mark when they play the Kings in their first first game of the season and the last game of the season. That's usually what I like to mark in my planner. I do keep track of them. I'm not like as obsessed with them as I was a couple of years ago. Like I'm still like they're still my favorite team. I just don't keep up with like it as frequently as I used to. So yeah, I went ahead and put that down, and that is everything for Wednesday. And I believe that was when I kind of had to stop filming, and then actually I don't know. I had to stop filming quite a few times during this plan with me. It just took me a little while. But yeah, so that's Monday through Wednesday. And then flipping over first thing for Thursday is that I had my work schedule already down. And then I wanted to use a piece of washi and a Yay It's Payday sticker from Magic Prints Co. And I did use the silver foiling for like accents of this because that's also what the Simply Gilded washi was. So I went ahead and put that down. And then I put another Bill Do sticker down from Scribble Prints Co. that was part of the multicolors. Oh, I tried to put a quarter box down. Oh, maybe. The quarter box goes a little bit lower. There we go. Here's the bill due. I put the bill due down for my credit card, and then I put a quarter box down at the bottom, and I used a oh crap, what is it called? I don't know what it's called. Hold on, let me figure out what the name of the shop is called. Alright, sorry. It is called the Little Surprise Shop. I have these like dating stickers that I've had for, no joke, what feels like forever, and I've never used them because everyone knows I'm a single Pringle and I don't go on dates very often. But we had a thing called a summit, and essentially it's pretty much like speed dating. You walked in there and you sat down with another person. You had a minute or 2 minutes to ask the person whatever question you wanted, and then you switched, and then you would switch to like another person. So it was literally like speed dating. So I used a quarter box and the little couple to mark that. I honestly didn't know what else to mark for that, so I used the couple. And then I put down eating all of the like junk food munchkin from Once More with Love, because they did give us beignets, which are great. So we ate all of the beignets. And then I put down a little pink pastel haired girl from Fox and Cactus, because I was just feeling really positive that day, and it was just great because that summit that I went to was actually really like inspiring and great. So yeah, I was just feeling all the emotions apparently this week. Actually, I've been feeling a lot of emotions the past like 2 months or so, but yeah, really positive, which is great because honestly a lot of the emotions have been a little negative, so it was nice to actually have something positive happening for once. Moving on to Friday, this is where I stopped filming and then started up again. So the work label is already down, and now this is also where I like started putting like the icons down or like character stickers and filling it out and then switching. Let me know if you like this. Also, I'm sorry that I have to turn it sideways to write. That's just how I write. I actually turn my planners completely sideways, or just anything sideways, in order to write. So yeah. Also, I know I hold the pen wrong. I've held it completely incorrectly and weirdly. I'm very well aware. Anyway. So the first thing I did was I took a pastel-haired girl from Fox and Cactus, and I put that down for cleaning my bathroom. I just needed a pretty good, like, deep clean, so I went ahead and did that. I then took a little birthday emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co., and I used that to mark giving my present to Elizea. It was actually her birthday last month, and I had her present sitting on my desk for, no joke, like 2 or 3 weeks, and it took forever and a day for it to even get to me. So yeah, I had that sitting there for a decent amount of time, so I finally was able to give that to her. And then I put down a little mini icon from the kit, which was the clock icon, which I used to mark that I had to submit a trade for a shift at work. And then after that, I went ahead and put down a little emoji, or not emoji, wow, munchkin, which is a munchkin on the laptop to mark that I was working on some jewelry scan sheets. So that was just kind of my whole entire thing that I did at work all day, was I literally was in Excel recreating a scan sheet, and it took me, no joke, my whole entire 8-hour shift, and I still didn't even finish it. So I was doing that for pretty much my whole entire shift, so I wanted to mark that just because That's what I literally did. And then next I took a quarter box from the kit, and I used a another emoji. These are like the emotional, angry, frustrated type emoji that has like the headache type thing because I had a frustrating day at work. So a lot of people are like, I don't like marking bad things in my planner. I like to mark them when I know that, like, that way I know how many days I'm having like kind of a bad time at work, whether I'm frustrated at work. I also mark the times that I have a good time at work. So it's just one of those things that I like to know how like frustrated I'm getting or how angry I'm getting or how often I'm not feeling good, just so I can kind of keep track of it a little bit. So I went ahead and put that down. And then I did have a talk with my best friend after work. This happens pretty frequently, and again, I just like marking it to see how frequently it happens. So I use like this best friend like hugging type munchkins from Once More with Love. Also, for some reason, my pen, like, for the life of me, I could not get it to work. It started like streaking for some reason. I did order some new ones. I ordered a completely different type of pen, but this one is the only one that I had in the .38. So unfortunately, my writing isn't the best down here, mainly just because my pen was kind of like completely going kaput on me and stuff like that. But yeah, marked that I had a talk with best friend after work, and that is it for Friday. I'm still fighting with the writing. Am I done now? I think I'm good. Okay, moving on to Saturday. First thing I did was fill out the work label, and I think I filled out Sundays as well. And then I put down a piece of washi and a So Tired emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. And I use one of the bigger ones just because I was starting to feel it. That's the other thing. I've just been really exhausted lately just because I've been starting to get really tired, and with a mixture of work and emotion and just all of it together, it's a little draining. So I use that and used a So Tired munchkin. And then I used, or not munchkin, sorry, emoji. And then I used a Christmas munchkin with like the list and like sweating type thing to mark that I wanted to research Christmas presents. Yes, I am already starting to research Christmas presents. I know it's really early, but I wanted to start doing it now and start my shopping now, because last year I waited pretty much to the last minute, which doesn't really happen very often. But I also want to make sure I have enough money to buy everything, and like I'm still able to pay bills and like all that stuff and be able to buy everything that I want to for the people that I want to. So yeah, I went ahead and put down the little munchkin for that, for researching Christmas presents. I already have a couple that I've ordered, which is exciting. And then I used a little phone icon, the mini icon from the kits, because I had to call scheduling. I don't know if I had to call them or if I had to call them back. Like they called me first and then I called them back. I honestly don't remember, but I did have to call scheduling. And then after that, I went ahead and put down a little one of the fancy labels from the glitter sampler, which, can I just say, I'm very glad that she has the fancy labels on the glitter sampler now, because they are just great and beautiful, and yeah, I love them. So I put down one of the blue glitter fancy labels. Words are hard. And I used a ramen munchkin because I did have ramen for lunch. Again, I don't have ramen very often, and when I do, I just, like to mark it, and marking food is always fun in your planner, so yeah. And then after that, I was then at work pretty much, and I spent my whole entire day, again, working on scan sheets, just all the scan sheets. That's pretty much what I did, apparently, this whole entire weekend. So I used a Lolly and Pop with, like, on the laptop sticker from Glam Planner to mark that I wanted to finish the scan sheets. I'm, like, really far ahead right now. Come on, filming Lindsay. Catch up. Let's go. I mean, I could speed it up, but I'm not going to. And then after that, I did put down a car icon. It was actually a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be, and I already used the little mini car icon, like, earlier in the week, so I couldn't switch it. But yeah, it was a little bit bigger than I wanted it to be, but it's okay. But I put the car icon down because I took Bianca, who is one of my coworkers and one of my friends. I think I've mentioned her before. Hopefully I have. I really don't remember, honestly. But I did take her home because she didn't have a ride, and I wanted to make sure that she got home safe, and she lives like 10 minutes from work, so not that big of a deal. Anyway, that is it for Saturday. Moving on to Sunday, so again, the work label's already down. I then went ahead and took an Arctic Paper Studio Sleep In sticker, which are silver foiled, and I put that down because I did sleep in for a decent amount of time, just because, like I said, me being tired, it just started catching up with me. And I was going to put a piece of washi behind it, but I didn't want to kind of have it clash and have it be very like bulky and like squared off and blocked off as it does on Saturday, so I just kind of left it. I then took a little laundry machine from the Whimsical Cat Studio and put that down to mark that I needed to wash my costume. I've actually gotten a couple questions about this as to why I call it a costume. That's what we call it at Disneyland, because I work at Disneyland. That's just kind of how it is. So we call it a costume. I've always known it as a costume, and I just call it a costume. So I had to work. It's essentially my work uniform, but I had to wash my work uniform or my costume. I then used a little $sign mini icon to mark that I had to get gas again, because like I said, I had already used the car icon from the kit. Next, going down to the bottom, I used a Van Sticky YouTube kind of girl to mark that I had a YouTube binge, which happens pretty frequently, and I've been trying to catch up on all of my Plan With Me's. You guys have no idea how far I am behind on all the Plan With Me's. It took me 2 days to catch up on Scribble Prince Co videos. That's how far behind I was on them, and I was watching them pretty frequently. I did have to go to work for some of it, but like I was watching them like crazy. So I had a YouTube binge. I then used a Scribble Prince Co. little nail polish bottle with the bow to mark that I wanted to paint my nails again. And yeah, it didn't last very long because I had to like paint them not too long again after that, because they just tend to chip and then just rub off, and yeah, doesn't end well. And then last but not least, I used a little quarter box from the kit and a Lolly and Pop eating pizza from Glam Planner to mark that I went to Pizza Press. I'm pretty positive I also took Bianca home on this day as well, because usually when I go to Pizza Press on Sundays, she's usually with me, but I'm not 100% sure, but I think I did. But yeah, so that is everything for the Sunday. So that is pretty much my entire week in full. I go ahead and open it up, and then I do go ahead and put down all the deco. This is also something new that you guys don't usually see. I usually don't put down deco on camera, but because I was not filling it out off camera, I went ahead and just put down all of the deco. So I apologize if this is not a Plan With Me style that you guys like. This is just going to be how this one and a couple other Plan With Me's are going to be until I can catch up on my Plan With Me's and get used to filming again and just be able to film again. So I'm working on it. I'm working on coming back, but either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this Plan With Me. There was not too much stuff that happened this week. It was kind of just like busy week where I just worked a lot and I was a little emotional. I think this was the week that I worked 45 hours. So I had a lot of overtime and a lot of stuff just happening. So I went ahead and just flipped through what's left in the kit. I still obviously had a decent amount left over, even though it was a mini kit. I still had a lot left over, which is pretty normal with Scribble Prince Co. kits. I always have a lot of stuff left over, just because she has so much stuff in her kits. So yeah, that is going to be everything for this Plan With Me. I do a little wiggle so you guys can see all the foil, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I will see you guys in another video very, very soon. Bye, guys!